Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to explore something really fascinating, African fortune telling. This came up because, well, you're curious about how different cultures try to get a handle on the present and, the future.
Exactly. And we thought, let's imagine actually being there. Picture like a bustling African
Right? The
marketplace.
sounds, the energy.
Yeah, all that vibrancy. But then maybe off to the side, there's a quieter corner. Someone sits there. Maybe their stall has intricate beadwork, or they just have this knowing look.
Something draws you in,
Mhm.
away from the main chaos.
Right. There's a feeling like, okay, this is different. A guided encounter almost.
Okay, so you step into their space, maybe a small tent or dwelling, and the feeling changes.
Definitely. It might feel cooler, perhaps smell different, herbs, maybe aged wood, something earthy.
And you see the tools. Etched bones, you mentioned, cowrie shells.
Smooth cowrie shells, yeah, maybe carved bowls with seeds or nuts. And the key thing is, these aren't just random objects.
They're not just props.
No, absolutely not. They carry history, deep cultural weight.
Yeah.
In many African traditions, divination isn't just about the future. It's like a living book of knowledge.
A book of knowledge. How so?
It preserves history, cultural guidelines, connects people to their heritage. Think about the Yoruba people, for instance, and their Ifa system.
Oh, right, Ifa. That involves a specific figure, doesn't it? The Babalawo.
Yes, the Babalabo, the diviner. They're like an intermediary communicating with the deity or Mila who embodies wisdom.
And they use special tools for that.
They do things like the Open Ifa, which is a divination tray, sort of a sacred workspace, and consecrated palm nuts, the Ikin. These help access that ancient knowledge.
So when you sit down for a consultation, it's structured.
Very much so. The way the tools are arranged, how they're used it, follows tradition. Like casting the bones, their pattern might relate to different parts of your life.
Or the cowrie shells. You said they form a language.
Yeah, the way they fall, open side, up or down, creates patterns, like a visual language. Or using the palm nuts reveals specific verses, ancient poems or Odu Ifa, linked to that pattern.
So it's a real skill then. Interpretation.
Absolutely, it's a learned discipline. The diviner isn't just guessing, they're interpreting these signs, connecting with spiritual forces or wisdom traditions.
What's it like? Receiving a reading. Does it
Yeah.
feel accurate?
Well, what's often striking is how it might begin, sometimes with details about your past that are surprisingly spot on.
Ah, so that builds trust right away.
Exactly. But then insights about the future, they're often more, let's say, ambiguous, veiled in metaphors, maybe riddles.
So it makes you think
Yeah.
rather than just giving a straight answer.
Right. It invites your own interpretation. And sometimes there are those moments, uncanny things, a sudden gust of wind, or just a look in their eyes that feels like they see right through you.
Yeah, that mix of skepticism and maybe curiosity. It must get you thinking about fate and free will.
Definitely. It can be a real catalyst for reflecting on your own choices, your own agency in life. How much is set? How much can you change?
And you mentioned the setting earlier, the marketplace or maybe a village. Does that play into the feeling?
I think so, yeah. Subtly. The energy of a busy city market or the quiet calm of a rural village. It can kind of mirror your own internal journey as you process the reading.
The environment reflects the inner experience.
And the cultural details too, architecture, how people interacted, grounds it. Even nature symbols like strong trees or flowing rivers can echo themes of fate or resilience.
Does the reading ever take like an unexpected turn?
Oh, it can. Maybe a small detail, a prediction that seemed minor, suddenly clicks into place later in a big way.
Wow.
Or maybe something hidden about yourself or a secret gets hinted at, causing unease, or perhaps a sudden realization. There can be real suspense building up.
So you leave that encounter changed somehow.
Often, yeah, you walk back into the marketplace, but the sounds might seem filtered through this contemplation. You're left carrying the weight of it.
Still wrestling with those questions. Was I convinced? Am I still skeptical?
Exactly. Were your beliefs reinforced or shaken? The predictions, clear or veiled, they push you to reconsider fate, free will, all of it. And maybe there's a lingering image, that knowing smile, or the scent of the herbs.
A curious echo.
A curious echo, yes.
So wrapping this up, what we're seeing is that African fortune telling isn't just one thing. It's deeply tied into specific cultures, spiritual beliefs.
Using diverse methods, tools with real history, and the psychological impact. It can be profound. It shapes how you see the future, your own power.
And it always comes back to that central question, doesn't it? Fate versus free will.
It really does. And how much you believe, how open you are, clearly influences the whole experience.
It's a powerful glimpse into how people find meaning and understanding. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What parts of that encounter really stick with you, or what other questions pop up about culture, belief, and how we see our own destiny? Something
Yeah.
to ponder.